At the University of Chicago, your safety is important to us. Emergencies can happen at any time with little or no warning, and we want you to be prepared. This video will help you understand what to do in the event of an emergency on campus, including active shooter situations. Reviewing this information ahead of time can help you take quick and decisive action during an emergency, which may be critical to your safety. This video will also explain some of the alerts and instructions the university is prepared to send in the event of an emergency. What is a cAlert? If there is an emergency on the university's main campus, you will receive a cAlert that briefly describes the situation and provides safety guidance or instructions. All UChicago employees are automatically enrolled to receive cAlerts via their university email. Students are automatically signed up to receive cAlerts via text message and email. We encourage faculty, staff, and all university affiliates to visit cAlert.uchicago.edu to sign up for cAlerts by text or your preferred delivery mechanism. You can also get cAlerts through push notifications from the UChicago Safe app. Make sure notifications are enabled within the app. During an emergency, the university will provide the most accurate, up-to-date information possible on social media through the UChicago Safe accounts. We encourage you to follow these channels today. If an emergency is unfolding around you, don't wait for a cAlert to act. Generally, you should try to put time and distance between yourself and a dangerous situation. We will discuss some ways to do this in a few minutes. So, what should you do when you receive a cAlert? It depends on the nature of the emergency. Evacuation. You will most likely be instructed to evacuate if there is an emergency, such as a fire or chemical spill in the building you're in. You should begin evacuating if you hear a fire alarm, are told to evacuate by emergency responders, or if you receive a cAlert indicating where an evacuation is occurring. Remember, you want to put distance between yourself and the danger, so after you leave a building, stay away from it. When evacuating, leave large personal items behind. Use emergency exits and avoid elevators. If possible, take your university ID and cell phone with you. Help others if possible, but don't wait if they refuse to leave. Knowing evacuation routes ahead of time will help you move more quickly. Shelter in place. You will be asked to shelter in place if staying inside will help protect you from an external threat. That threat could be severe weather, like a tornado, or an armed intruder on campus. When you need to shelter in place, find an interior room that is ideally away from windows. If you are outside and you get a cAlert to shelter in place because of a weather event, take shelter in the nearest building. If you are outside during an armed intruder event, move as far away as possible from the location mentioned in the cAlert. Lockdown. You may be instructed to lock down in the event of a violent intruder, active shooter, or other imminent threat. The cAlert will give as much information as possible, including where the violent intruder was last seen. If a dangerous situation is happening in the building that you're in, you will need to act before you receive a cAlert. If you can't safely leave the building, take shelter in a room that ideally doesn't have any internally facing windows. If you are in another building on campus, shelter in place in the interior of the building. If you are outside, stay away from where the situation is happening. During a lockdown, buildings on campus will automatically lock, so if you are outside but nearby, you need to move away. In some cases, police may direct you where to go. Follow police instructions. What should I do in the case of an active shooter? During an active shooter situation, you need to act quickly and decisively. Use your judgment. If something seems wrong to you, don't wait for a cAlert to act. The best strategy for dealing with a violent threat is to run, hide, or as a last resort, fight. Run. Your top priority is getting away from the attacker if you can. If you hear shots, run to put as much distance as possible between you and the shooter. Follow the evacuation procedures mentioned earlier. Hide. If you can't run or there is no safe escape route, your next best option is to hide. Hiding works best when you are barricaded in a locked, windowless room. Lock the door and barricade the entrance with something heavy to prevent an armed individual from being able to get into the room. Turn off the lights, silence your phone, stay quiet, and try to remain unnoticed. Fight. This is the absolute last resort, when you are close to the intruder and running or hiding are no longer options. Let's look at a couple of examples. Scenario 1. You are outside on the quad and receive a cAlert about an active shooter in a nearby building. In this scenario, move quickly away from the threat. Even if you haven't received a cAlert but know you've heard gunshots, move away quickly. Leave large personal items behind. If you can, help those around you who may need assistance. When it's safe, call 911 or UCPD with any information you have. You can also use a blue light phone to make a report. Scenario 2. You are in a classroom or office and hear gunfire or other indications of an active shooter in your building. In this scenario, remember the response: run, hide, fight. That means if you can, leave the building quickly and get as far away as possible. When safe, notifying others around you and notifying law enforcement can help save lives. If you can't run, try to hide from the threat, preferably in a locked room without internally facing windows. If you are in class and running is not an option, the instructor should stop class and direct students to barricade the door. Police will search the building. Stay where you are until police clear you to leave. When police arrive at your location, you can call UCPD at 773-702-8181 to confirm that the person speaking to you is a police officer. If you can't run or hide, fight only as a last resort. Once police have confirmed the threat is past, the university will send a cAlert saying all clear. Remember, thinking ahead of time about what you would do in an emergency can dramatically increase your chances of staying safe. Thank you for your attention today. For more information about emergency preparedness, visit the Office of Emergency Management's website or the UChicago Safe app.